Cruising back from Coachella tonight. Post Maloney really did us right. Of course the Misfits played. Yes, they did. Yes, I did. That's what you're gonna learn on the show. Coachella and other stories, don't you know? It's heavy metal news. Jive Talkin with Shane. Get your motherfucking heavy metal news for free, girl. Let's go. Jesus, I can't believe I hit those notes while I wasn't looking. It's really something else. When I think about it, it's really something else. Welcome back, everybody. Another week has passed. And we have heavy metal news stories to talk about. Not going to lie, it's a slim pickings kind of a week. But life is what it is, and we're going to do it. We've got your comments. Looked like there was about 18 of them. Turns out there's 3. Because you guys are in the replies talking to each other, which is totally fine. Right? I want you guys to talk to each other. Because we are really human beings, right? All of us, aren't we all really human beings? Humans being. So much to talk about, but we do have, what is this episode? 176 of Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo. It's a heavy metal news experience. It's more than just your old news podcast, my friends. This is better than that. It's full of your thoughts, your opinions, your insights, my insights. It's something very special, I'll say, this podcast. My seat too high? Yeah. It's something very, very special. And aren't you so happy to be part of it? Let's get into it. This is a no comment, what the hell is it? Request zone. On the podcast episodes, I like to get your feedback on the stories from for the previous week. And so we don't want you putting a request for the hot new Helix video or whatever, okay? That's for any other video that I have out there. But tell your friends, tell mom, dad, and everyone to get watching everything. I think I've got a little bit of something for everybody, really. Grandpa and Aunt and Ann, all of them. But 176, it seems like we've been doing 175 for a hell of a long time. I'm scared to touch anything because I've already had a thing pop up on me. Going to get into it. We're going to get serious about the freaking heavy metal news right here, right now. The man with a cigar in his mouth. We've got 5 sets of sunglasses, and that is Exodus, my friends, with their new lead singer, Rob Dukes. I had to look. I was going to say early Dukes for some reason. But he didn't expect the call. But here is the situation at hand as I see it. They did do, with Rob Dukes, a 40th anniversary of Bonded by Blood. Steve Souza comes back, but the Bonded by Blood album, the redo, or the anniversary for Paul Bailoff's version was coming quickly, so they wanted to, go, hey, we could do the Bonded by Blood, but we got to get Robbie Dukes back. I'm wondering if that's going to be the story. We're going to get into it. What other stories are we hitting? We're hitting the Faith No More story. We're hitting with some Scott Travis. He's going to explain why they don't do Ripper Owens songs. And we're going to go to the Fender company, Fender making facility, the manufacturing buildings, with Phil Collin of Def Leppard. He's going to show us around there. And we've got your comments, so let's do it now. Rob Dukes, he's got a cigar. Now, I will say this. I've seen a quick clip of Exodus, and there's something about he leans over the audience. And he's got a bit of that, like, I could see where you might get the Exodus fans a little more pumped with him because he's right up over the top of them, like, come on, you motherfucker, get to moving. You should get to moving down there. And Steve Souza was a little bit more kicked back. He would get up there and, but this guy's very imposing, is all I'm saying. Rob Dukes, on his return, He says, I damn didn't expect it. In a new interview with Nikki Black of the San Francisco Bay Area radio station 107.7 The Bone, Exodus singer Rob Dukes, who joined the band in January, spoke about the progress. Rob, could you tell us about the progress of the recording sessions for the San Francisco Bay thrash metal legends, your follow-up to 2012's Persona Non Grata album? They're already working on a new record? Recording sessions, San Francisco Bay. Says it right there, Persona Non Grata. He said, we are tracking vocals right now, I'll tell you the truth. Well, they're pretty much doing everything. So they got the drums done, and then some of them in guitars, and they doing them rhythm and all that. And then me and Jack Gibson, Exodus bassist, doing, play the bass then. Him doing the bass, and because he does that. We kind of trade off on days, because I kind of only go for 2 or 3 hours, and then I'm kind of spent for the day until the next day. Asked how many tracks will be on the new Exodus album. Indeed, we are learning something here. I did not know that they were so quickly already working on. So that's an extra piece of nugget news that I've given you in this Heavy Metal News podcast. You've learned so much. I'm going to off topic here for a quick second. I was trying to find when Billy Corgan is talking to the little fella, Goonie Never Die, Corey Feldman, somewhere in that podcast he mentions the fact that he knows an alien. And it's somebody that everybody knows. And he says, I won't divulge the information, but I know that this person is not a human being. So if you get a minute, go look up that Billy Corgan podcast and find that exact spot for me, because I remember watching that and go, why hasn't anyone mentioned the fact that Billy Corgan just said that he knows of, some kind of a... They said, how... Get that. Asked how many tracks will be on that Exodus album. Duke said, about 11. This chair is going out on me. What the hell? Is it finally going? That is so strange. Is this going to be the worst episode yet? I think so. It's about 11 tuned, I believe. And it's fucking heavy as fuck, man. I mean, it is fucking heavy and dark and cool. But what's surprising to me about it was there was a little bit of Motorheady rock stuff going on. I'm like, oh, cool, man. This is a little departure from the norm. It was really cool. And so I get to step outside the box a little bit. Which is nice, I will say that. It's kind of cool, if you ask me. Good challenge. Elaborating on the sound of the new Exodus material and how it compares to the band's previous output, Rob said, well, now, Exodus is always going to sound like Exodus because they don't sound like anybody else. And that's just Gary the Gary Man Holt, Exodus guitar player, and Tom Hunting, Exodus drummer. And we love him. And Lee Atlas, Exodus guitarist. The way they do things is just different. I really can't compare it to anything else. But there are elements of everything. But they step outside those elements also. And they're doing a couple of things that I'm like, wow, that's fucking new. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm in, I'll tell you true. You know what I mean? He explained. And it'll be cool, man. And it doesn't take away from the fucking heaviness of it or anything. It's just a little different, but it's fucking cool. I'm loving it. I love it. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. And now I've refreshed the page, and now it's going to start popping them damn ads up again. He said, but it's cool. Dukes went on to say that Exodus is still definitely setting the bar pretty high when it comes to thrash. I mean, Gary and Tom, they're just fucking unbelievable, man. And I feel really honored and privileged to be a part of it. Reflecting on how he came to rejoin Exodus after 10 years absence. This is what we were trying to get onto. But we love it anyways. Well, Duke says, it's like a crazy thing to happen. I didn't expect it. I didn't know I was getting a phone call before I got it. And I had to think about it. You know what I mean? I really had to think about it. I have a whole life that I built up. So it was kind of like, all right, well, let me talk about it and think about it. And then I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it, man. Let's go have fun. Yay. He likes to have fun. I like to have fun. What's this? Bangers Open Air, Latin American Concert, Sabaton. Oh, this is going to be like power metal. Sabaton, Powerwolf, Saxon, Camelot. Yeah. Sonata Arctica. Yeah. Oh, now they're getting into thrash. Municipal Waste, Dark Angel. That's a whack, crazy show. Sunday, May 4th, 2012. I found out right about Christmas. It was almost like a little Christmas, little present underneath my tree. Next to a big old box of Cuban cigars. I forget what day it was. It was right around Christmas, though. But I immediately started listening to. They gave me a list of songs that are possibly in the set list moving forward. And then the set list for this show. I've been listening every day and just trying to remember the words and the phrasing and stuff. Adobe Acrobat Pro. Referencing the fact that Exodus is celebrating the 40th anniversary of the band's classic album, Bonded by Blood. Get that right off of there. Because Bonded by Blood in 2025, Rob said, this album has been with me so long. I feel stupid when I don't remember some of the words. But one thing I do is it's like this thing when you think about something that comes up that you have trouble remembering. You're not only in the moment that you're in, and then that moment becomes compromised. And so I've been jumping lines. But I've been okay with it. I actually remember a lot more than I thought I was gonna. And I did rehearse 2 days ago, and I didn't use any notes. I tell you that, Nicky Black. I tell you, it's an honest truth to you. He didn't use any notes. He didn't look down at it. And he's too young to have the monitor with the words on it. And so I'm jumping lines. I'm okay with it. I love it. I didn't use any notes. And I kind of realized, okay, so this is the one I'm having trouble with. This one I'm having trouble with. So I made notes for those. But we'll see, man. It'll be all right. He continued, I always had a thing like when I would tour. I would use a cheat sheet for a couple of shows, and then 3 or 4 shows in, I didn't need my cheat sheet anymore. But for a couple of shows, I would rely on it because I would be like, what's the first word of that verse? And it was coming up, and I wouldn't remember it. I said, what the fuck is it? What's the first word of the verse? And then I look down and I go, oh, okay, that's it. I now remember the first word of the verse. And once I knew the first word, I was fine. I found complete confidence in myself. And it was coming up and I wouldn't remember it. And then I looked down, I said, okay, I got my notes, yep. And then muscle memory came in. And like I said, 4 or 5 shows, I didn't need it anymore. I stopped doing it. I just have to write what city I was in, because I would forget. I've said the wrong city a couple of times, which is quite embarrassing. I try to make a joke about it. Yes. I think Anthrax were pretty... Oh, click them out. We're done with that one. I think Anthrax were pretty bad with that. I remember seeing a lot of those. How you doing? Where it was like, oh, you're in the wrong city. Or maybe it was Anthrax Fun. And he was saying the wrong names because he's just a fun, great guy, Joey Belladonna. Of course, lead singer for Anthrax. Also, one of the finest Journey frontmen, if you will, that this old boy's ever seen. Take a drink. What do we think of that space trip? What do you think of that? First thing I thought was, there's no way they're letting them up there with no helmets. There's no way they're letting them up there with those hair weaves in. None of it. You can't be going up into space. You know, it's not like have you seen how clean those freaking things are? Microscopic. They're like, don't fucking touch nothing in here until you're in, seatbelted, and we're shooting you off. That just had Hollywood horror show written all over it, didn't it? And then I saw this great shot where they were doing the live feed, and they had it on Oprah, and Oprah didn't know that the camera was on her, and she was just standing there looking up like, and then when the camera hit her, she took her glass off and started crying. Oh, man, it's a momentous moment. Anyways, I wanted to do this. Of course, we got Mike Patton here, and he's the fine lead singer of, Mr. Bungle, you'll say that. Phantomas, you'll say that as well. But Faith No More. I love Faith No More. I've told the story about how they were booed off stage. They opened for Metallica, and at that very moment, I didn't know who they were, but I was 100% in on Faith No More. I loved them. And I even love old Chuck Mosley, the singer. But one thing I have noticed is that Mike Patton, he's out right now playing somewhere with Mr. Bungle, but he doesn't play shows with Faith No More. So here's a story. Mike Borden, Puffy, the drummer, dreadlocks, and he says that Mike Patton has gone from being unable to play with Faith No More. Oh, you son of a... The laptop thing turned off, though. We're happy about that, right? See these ads. Fucking ads. Come on, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna close you. Give me the X. Give me the X. Give me the X. This is a long one. Total Wine, Spirit. I gotta click this out, guys. You're going to run the whole, aren't you? Where is it? Oh, you're going to double? Oh, you're going to double ad me? I don't think so. Bang. Sorry. Back to it. Mike Patton has gone from being unable to play with Faith No More to being unwilling to do shows with us. That's what I wanted to get to the bottom of before we were so rudely interrupted. During an appearance on the latest episode of Let There Be Talk podcast, it's pretty good, with the old Dean Del Rey, Faith No More drummer Mike Borden spoke about the band's current status. 3.5 years after Faith No More scrapped all of its previous announced fall 2021 performances. Yes, saying singer Mike Patton was unable to perform as hoped due to mental health issues, partially exacerbated by the pandemic. Yes, you remember this. They were going to set out and do those shows, and then and we got worried about Mike Patton's mental health. Borden said to, as transcribed, all I can say is, and I think I do want this to be on the record actually, because we don't promote ourselves. We don't talk about ourselves, and that's really been to our detriment. But we'd been rehearsing for 6 months for these dates in September, October 2021. We'd been rehearsing instrumentally, and we incredibly sounded phenomenally. That's just weird writing right there, right? Instrumentally, and we incredibly sounded phenomenal. I mean, the bass player said, the bass player, Billy, you mean? I mean, the bass player said, I've never heard us sound this good, Puffy. Why didn't you say Billy in there? This is how these songs sounded in my mind. This is still Billy talking. And we've never gotten that on album, on live, or live, whatever. I mean, we were ready, we were prepared, and it came to pass that when the gear was in the truck, when it was rolling to Chicago 36 hours before we were supposed to be on stage, and our guy, Mike Patton, oh boy, doesn't show for the rehearsal, the one rehearsal that we're going to do, and we go to see him and see what's going on. What the hell's going on here? Our gear's rolling already to the gig, and it was very clear that he was unable at that point to physically do it. We made the decision that, look, we've got to support our guy. It comes before truckloads of money. We've got to support our guy. It's going to be a shitstorm canceling fucking 75 shows, but none of us want to be the guy that breaks his back and forces him to do something that he's not in a position to be able to do. It wasn't even an argument. The only argument was, how the fuck did we logistically do this? Because we have to, I mean, we did support him in our way, and whether that's perceived or not is beyond. I can't control it. So we pull these shows and just wait to see. Hopefully things are better and try to find out. Oh, God damn it. We may just have to abort. We may just have to abort. I just want to get to the bottom of it, man. The thing just popped up. Website blocked. Thank you. Let's give it up to Malware Bites, everybody. Another ad thing. The only argument was, how the fuck did we do the logistics? Because we have to, I mean, we did support him in our way, and whether that's perceived or beyond, I can't control it. So we poll these shows and just wait to see. Hopefully things are better, and try to find out what we can do. Try to find out what we can do around the edges. We got to round off the edges here. But ultimately, shows get started to get booked and with another band. Referencing Patton's sporadic appearances with his long-running avant-garde thrash band Mr. Bungle in the last 2.5 years, and that's continued to this day. So it's my take, my position, my statement here now to you, is that he's gone from being unable to do the shows to clearly being unwilling to do the shows with us, and that's heavy, man. Dean, that is a heavy bit of news. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. And we haven't really had much dialogue on it. It doesn't feel great to me, Dean. It doesn't. It honestly kind of hurts my feelings if I'm telling you on your fine podcast this. A little bit. Hurts my feelings just a little bit, but that's personal. That's a private thing. It's business. We're never going to force somebody to do something they weren't able to do. And now, as I say, it looks like it's more really about being willing to do it. Borden did clarify that he is grateful for what Patton has given to us. I mean, we're blessed to have them platinum records, right? We are blessed to have been blessed with such a gigantic, enormous talent. And the future, if you're asking Dean, are you asking me, Dean? I don't know. We will be willing to do stuff. I don't know if we'll be willing to do stuff or not. It's not for me to say. Boy, I'll tell you what, man, though. That's quite a pair of shoes to fill. And Faith No More, if they finally go, yeah, that's it, but we want to remain a band, how do you replace that? It's a tough one. Burton C Bell here, ex-Fear Factory singer. He's talking about back when they did the Ozfest or something. And he said that Ozzy's fans, they didn't want to see that shit. It was aggressive, abrasive shit, right? Some 30 years ago. And now, okay, I don't know how much more patience I have before we just get to Phil Collins. I got Scott Travis here. We're going to rip through this and just see what he says about it. We're going to get to Scott Travis. He's going to explain why Ripper Owens, they don't do Ripper Owens songs. And then we're going to watch Phil, and then we're going to get into those comments there. Ex-Fear Factor singer Burton C Bell on opening for Ozzy Osbourne nearly 30 years ago. His fans, they didn't want to see us. In a new interview with Australia's Ever Black podcast, former Fear Factory singer Burton C Bell was asked if he was planning to attend Ozzy Osbourne's final concert with Black Sabbath, mate, in July at the Villa Park in Birmingham, United Kingdom. Well, he replied, unfortunately, no. I couldn't afford to go, but I wish I could be there. It's going to be fantastic. Is that Bruce Springsteen holding? Oh, God damn it. Catch it. Malware, do your business. If anything comes humming up on this, you do your business. It has got to get under control. Bang. Quick X on that one. I was on a magazine cover twice with Ozzy, and I've got both of them here, right in my hand, at my house. One of them is signed by Ozzy, which is killer, but I remember the very first Black Sabbath reunion, Fear Factory was the only opening band. It was 99, so it was Black Sabbath. It was 99 in Birmingham, and at the NEC, and we were the only opening band. You said that, Burton. Can I call you Burt? Do you mind if I call you Burt? Burton's like just a it's a tongue twister for me. I'll call you Burt. 99 in Birmingham at NEC, and we were the only opening band. Yeah, you've said that. And I remember standing while Black Sabbath was playing. Henry Rollins was there, and I was standing next to this tall dude. I'm like looking up. I'm like, it's fucking Queen's guitar player, Brian May. Holy fuck. I'm standing next to Brian May. Holy fuck. Bell added that the opening for Black Sabbath was a big moment for him, and his than Fear Factory bandmates. Fear Factory had been opening for Ozzy already on his Retirement Sucks tour, which was like 96. We did 3 months throughout the United States and Europe was fucking tough because we were the only opening band. Burt band. And all those people in Europe, they didn't want to see us. They just wanted to see Ozzy. So they were just literally standing there watching us. And I'm in the front singing just with my middle finger extended. And after every one of our shows, they just threw shrapnel up, coins, and I collected enough coins to buy a beer. It was worth it. I got spat on a lot. Jesus. I mean, that's the only, right? Being a metal band that people don't like is the only real profession where it's okay to spit on people, or porn movies. Real, I mean, if you think about it, what other job do you go, fuck, I got spat on tonight, and you just move on about your life? You know, it's either porn movies or heavy metal bands that get spit on. That's the only acceptable ones. I just told you 15 minutes ago about literally watching Faith No More get spit on repeatedly, like a rainstorm, like dripping from them. I mean, they really boofed that one. And I thought they were wonderful. I was like, God damn, I love that band. Bell issued 2 singles in 2024, Anti-Droid and Technical Exorcism, and a cover of Rammstein's Du hast mich, du hast mich, du Frank, du hast mich, du Frank. Is that what he says? I feel like that's exactly what he says. Bell played the first concert with his solo band on June 13, 2024 at the 1720 in Los Angeles, California. Backing Bell at his recent gigs have been guitarist Henrik Lind, The Vitals, and a band called Dren, drummer Ryan Jr. Kittlitz, All Hail the Yeti and the Acid Helps, bassist Tony Baumeister. Oh, I don't know that. That's where the A and the E are connected. Aegis and multi-instrumentalist Stuart Carraris. That is a beautiful last name. Hello. I am Stuart Carraris. It's very good to meet you. All right. Please don't give me no more goddamn ads. I can't take it. You know, when that page goes white on you, you just know you're in for it, right? You just know it's coming. It's coming. Scott Travis, drummer extraordinaire. Yes, he's the one. He is Painkiller Man. Yes, indeed, he is. If you're wondering, if you were getting all worked up thinking about Painkiller, he's the guy. But he's going to say, this is why we're not doing Ripper Owens songs. And I would expect to hear a retort from Ripper. But he, you know what Ripper would say? He'd say, it's groovy, dude. Whatever. They don't want to do them. They don't want to do them. It's their band. They can do whatever they damn well want. That's what he'd say. In a new interview with Andres Duran of El Expreso del Rock, Judas Priest drummer Scott Travis was asked why the band doesn't perform any of the songs from the 2 albums Judas Priest made with the singer, Tim Ripper Owens, and the 1997 Juggler and the 2001's Demolition. He responded as transcribed by the Blabbermouth and Donné. Is he an Italian fan? I just think it's not something that Rob Halford, the Priest vocalist, really wants to do. You know, I mean, I totally understand that. And the other thing is, with Judas Priest, we have so many great songs to play. It's impossible to get to them. It's impossible to get to them. All in because, as you know, in concert, we're going to have to play You Got Another Thing Coming, and Living After Midnight, and Breaking the Law, and Green Manalishi with the Two-Pronged Crown, and Victims of Change. No, you don't. It wouldn't hurt my feelings at all if I didn't hear those songs at a concert. But people would bitch and say, they didn't do fucking Living After Midnight, dude. You're always going to have to play those classics. I mean, because as soon as you don't play those, what's he going to say? Exactly what I just said? As soon as you don't play those, then people are screaming, why didn't you play those songs or that song? Why didn't you play this song or that song? So you have to do those. And then you only got so much time left to squeeze the other songs in during a live set. So, to be honest, there's really just not time. And so we just decide to not mess with it. It's a very valid point. I'll give him that. They have the hits, right? They have the hits, so they don't need to do anything from Juggulator or whatever. Be a great name for a gentleman's club, wouldn't it? The Juggulators. Where you going, Tony? Oh, I'm going down to Juggulators. Gonna have a couple pitches, play some pool. $50 in ones to Tina over there. She's great. She's fallen in love with me. Every time I go in there, she says something about she's fallen in love with me. Asked me to hit the ATM over there. Back in October 2021, Owens spoke to Pierre Gutierrez of Rock Talks about the fact that Priest was not performing any songs from the two albums. Is he going to say exactly what I think he's going to say? Let's see. Well, he was asked the question about if they're not doing any songs from his two albums. He said, I actually don't think it makes sense that they they don't play songs from my era. Oh, he is going to. Okay, I mean, it was Judas Priest. Listen, you're celebrating 50 years of Judas Priest, but you're leaving out 10 years of it? It's a good point. The thing is, Rob would sound so awesome. Could you imagine Rob singing Burn in Hell? Holy crap. It would sound fantastic. So, there's nothing wrong with sticking Burn in Hell in a set list. It was right in the middle of there, so I don't know. But they have a great set list to play right now. So it's pretty awesome to see. So he's with me. He said he'd like to see Burn in Hell in there. It'd even be better. You guys know exactly what I'm going to say. I'd like to hear Rob Halford sing a version of Burn in Hell from Twisted Sister. It's amazing Judas Priest has never done it. Owens continues. They don't always have to do it, but it's amazing that they've never done it. I mean, Rob supposedly has never heard my era of Judas Priest. I vaguely want to say I remember him hearing that Rob Halford's never listened to those records. And it's kind of all right, because I've never actually listened to his solo stuff, except Fight. So we're kind of even on it. I wonder if Rob gets so fucking mad at that, right? That son of a bitch has never listened to me solo records. After Fight, I've never really listened to his stuff either. So it's kind of all right. When I was in Judas Priest, I didn't listen to a lot of stuff, so I really didn't listen to the Halford stuff. Unless somebody had it on somewhere. Oh, you never listened to the Judas Priest songs before you joined the band? I love Rob. Rob is a friend and a mentor and an idol. Rob Halford and Ronnie James Dio are the two guys that really inspired me. So it's nothing against anything, really. It's not that I didn't want to listen to his solo stuff, I just never did. It was kind of like, I'm in Judas Priest, there's no need, but after I left, I listened to the Judas Priest records. whether I like them or not. I listen to them. Guys, we're done with that. And, oh, God. I almost want to just get out of here to your comments because that's a safe space for me. That's a safe space. But there he is. Look at that guy right there. He says, how you doing, mate? Why, you don't know who I am? Why, I'll tell you right now. I'm from the famous Def Leppard band. I've played guitar. I'm quite healthy still. I've got a nice set of pecs on me. I'm Phil Collin, the Def Leppard. And he's a Fender man. He loves the Fender guitar. He loves it so much that he has made his way down to Mexico to the, I believe it's Mexico, to the actual Fender factory in Ensenada. Hey, and while we're here, I brought me lovely wife. And I'm going to come down and I'm going to take a pixie doodle at the Fender factory. And then we're going to spend 3 days and 4 nights at the Ensenada. Just a lovely little bungalow we've rented. And I wish him and his beautiful, wonderful girl the best time there. I mean no harm, I mean no foul. All right, let's go and let's like. He says, "How you doing, mate?" Oh! He's busting us off a piece. Is that loud enough?
Road trip. We're going to the Fender Guitar Factory in Ensenada in Mexico. We're going to be playing as well, so I'm playing guitar, obviously, and singing. And Forrest is with me.
Hello, Forrest.
And John Zucker.
Hey!
We've been rehearsing, and it sounds great. So we're just doing a bunch of songs, and we're actually playing for the factory and for the workers.
Great to see
Oh, you got it, mate.
Here again, going making some good music.
It's fun. I get to play some bass, which is different.
I love John Zucco.
We are in Ensenada in Mexico. We're going to the Fender factory. I'm going to play some tunes and get the big tour. It's amazing. I've been with Jackson for 30
Oh, is that Jackson?
years. And obviously Fender owns Jackson, so it's a real treat for me.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you for that. Oh.
Apparently 250 people touch every guitar. You know, they actually go through all these different processes. It's fascinating. I've been playing guitar for years. I've been to the Fender factory a million times in California. But it's always brand new stuff, and I'm just loving it. So it's
You're always
really
amazed by it. You're always...
really warm to meet everyone. So
Is that his beautiful wife?
Cool.
God damn, that's quite an audience. Oh, that's for the Fender factory crew. Oh, I thought they were busting off some Van Halen there for a minute. He's just ripping it. He said, "You know what I can do on me, Fender? Look at this. You guys, I tell you right now, you guys think, see, who's that? Oh, that's Dale Bozzio? I just saw Billy Corgan's got a freshie up. Dale Bozzio, Missing Person, right? She was great. I love Missing Person. Little bit more of this, I think. But he says, see, what I like to do is I go down there and I play me guitars for them. They're down there, they touch, every one of those people have touched me guitars. Now I'm going to touch their hearts with me rocking, right? Come on. And then I see this over here, old Justin Hawkins rides again. And he's got something going on with Ghost. He's probably not going to say nice things. What are you doing? Go, John. John's laying it down. Why doesn't he do that in Def Leppard?
So I'm being presented with a guitar. I'm going to be playing it live.
Oh,
I
get the
haven't seen
fuck
it,
out of
and,
here. You're getting another
here it
free
is.
guitar.
It's a show of help. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, it's made like that to look
Enjoy it. Thank you.
look torn to shit? Oh, taking all the best of me. What the hell is this? I don't want to hear this. Oh, I know what he's doing though. Is he trying to Richard Marx the shit out of this song? I love that. You know what he's doing though? You're bringing on my heartbreak. Ensenada Fender Factory, you're bringing on my heartbreak, because with this new guitar that you saw me just rip that sweet solo on, you're bringing on the heartbreak, because I'm loving you. I'm loving each and every one of you that have fingered my guitars. Let's get into your comments. That's right, we have three. That's the big, it's now Johnny B's not in there, the regular, but these are regulars, regular folk. And then I think they've just been having a conversation with themselves, because there's 18 comments there, and I did have a slight panic attack when I saw that. But good news here is I got to take a whiz, so we're going to... The touch, the feel, the fabric of our life. Now, I decided to go to the bathroom before comments, and the reason for that is I don't want any back alley wagering going on between commenters going, oh, I got it, I'm in here. Although that may happen again where I go to the bathroom in the comments, but you know, I don't want it to turn into some kind of illegal activity, illegal racket going on where you guys are betting on when I'm going to, you know, use the bathroom break. But I'm doing it anyways. On this week's movies that Mike Buchanan coming in, on this week's movies that are bad but we love them anyways, I go way back in the time machine to Dr. Cyclops, 1940. Okay, that's what, 5 years before the Roswell. I've a special affection for Dr. Cyclops due to my teenage years. It was me, a deep enthusiast. It makes me a deep enthusiast of science fiction henceforth. It had a special meaning for me. The first watching was on those midnight sessions aired on TV, and I've watched Dr. Cyclops every time it came on TV since. All right, here we go. As strange it may be lonesome. What? As strange it may be lonesome, Dr. Thorkel. Albert Decker makes his laboratory in the Peruvian Amazon inside the Inca's ruins, where he found a deep underground. You got a lot of spelling errors this time, bud. I think, or I'm reading like a real clown, had found on deep underground the element radium, which he developed a kind of odd experience. Though he's suffering from progressive blindness, he calls three most outstanding scientists aiming at help him to certify his surveys. Then came Dr. Bullfinch. Am I reading properly? Charles Halton, Dr. Mary Robinson, Janice Logan, played by Janice Logan, and the lazy stand-in Bill Stockton, played by Thomas Coley. Then Dr. Thorkel asked for all of them look at microscopic a sample of its experiment. Am I going crazy or what? The young Bill finds the matter. After that, Dr. Thorkel dismisses all them he already had the right answers whereof he can't recognize due to vision impairment. Michael, what is going on with you? Or I'm starting to wonder if it's my brain, like I'm twisting words up or something. All them stayed dumbfounded over such an unexpected and outrageous ruling after all they traveling 10,000 miles for nothing. They refuse, leave the place, The keen Dr. Thorkel then decides display to them its secret room whereby who has taken Michael hostage? Who has his account? Has an advanced device of miniaturization feed by stream of radium. I'm going to try and read that again. The keen Dr. Thorkel then decides display to them its secret room whereby has an advanced device of miniaturization feed by stream of radium. Thus, he locked all them in the sealed iron. He locked all them in the sealed iron room and unleashes the green beam because all them with 14-inch only. What is going on? Is this a joke on me? Here and after. Oh, look at this. What have you done with Michael? I want to know. Here within, I remember that. Herein after, the little ones tried escape from there. Chased by a black cat, crocodile, among other menaces. Perceiving be impossible a safe escape, they return having in mind that likelihood is achievable on the off change to eliminate it. The mad Thorkel. Do they already know they grow up slowing? Did you use an AI program or something? The astonished special effect for its period of time is impressive. The director, Ernest B. Schudsack, who also directed the original King Kong, among others, major movies, put a massive rear projection, built huge and expansive props, also a giant set, and also giant sets that were the forerunner of the Attack of the Puppets people, The Shrinking Man, and Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, the classic series, and the classic series Land of the Giant. Grab your favorite beverage. Let's see if he says that right. Grab your favorite beverage. Sit in your favorite chair, pop some popcorn, and press play. It is the tagline. It might be him. I don't think he gave that up to someone, unless they had him, like the battery to the battery cables to the nuts type of thing. He said, "What? We're gonna put the fucking movie up. What is the goddamn slogan you say?" He's oh God, I'll tell you. Just let me. I gotta tell you. Just I need my nuts. Did you do something like have one of your kids do it? Say, this will be fun. I mean, that's fine if that's what happened here, but that usually you sound like freaking Maya Angelou. Mike Buchanan's takes on the week. Now that we've gone through the movies, he's got jokes coming up. Here's his hot takes from last week. Weezer's bassist Scott Schreiner is the current bass player. Oh, okay. On to actual scheduled programming. Sounds like Tracy was and is looking for attention, being that his band, see now there he is, being that his band, LA Guns, has two different versions going. Maybe he should look at it, and isn't that LA Guns version like Riley's Guns, LA Guns, and he's passed on, right? And they're like, yeah, we're still going to call it Riley's LA Guns or whatever. Is that true? Maybe he should look at his own house before he starts spouting off. Skid Row and do what Skid Row feels appropriate. Maybe he should look at his own house first before spouting off. Skid Row and do what Skid Row feels is appropriate. Doubtful that even if Sebastian came back to Skid Row, that they would even make $1 million. I mean, that's a very interesting point. I wonder what the hot, what they're talking about on the streets. You know what I mean? That roving guy with the microphone that goes, now, if Sebastian was to come back, would you buy a ticket to that? And, just go around and get about 5,000 people to talk about it. Mike Buchanan on Richie Kotzen. The Smith Kotzen albums are really good. Being in Nin doesn't seem to fit his playing, at least to me. I lost a little interest in Sepultura when Max left the band, and then really lost all interest in the band when Igor left the band, yeah. But in reality, wasn't a huge fan of the band. One thing I also want to say, too, is maybe it was because they had that old boy that's in Slipknot now, too. He's a badass drummer, and I think that put a lot of extra juice, in what they were doing after Igor and Max left. But you were never really big on him anyways, right? You wasn't really a huge fan of the band. First off, glad that Eric Gronwall is doing better with his health. And him being with MSG piques my interest, as Eric has one of the best voices in metal right now. So what he's saying is he might go see it if it comes to a place near him. And now it's time for Jive Talkin Jokes of the Week, provided by whoever this person is, that may or may not be Mike Buchanan behind his account. But, he's a jokester, so we're going to know, right? You can tell a Richard Pryor joke from a Bill Cosby joke. And now, Jive Talkin Jokes of the Week, the Easter edition. Why was the Easter Bunny rubbing his head? Because he had an egg ache. How did the soggy Easter Bunny dry himself? With a hair dryer. What do you call a sleepy Easter egg? Exhausted. What do you call a mischievous egg? A practical yoker. Talk about them practical jokers, huh? What's going on with that? It always happens, doesn't it? You say, not God. Can't we have anything nice? I think one of them's in hot water for some stuff. Or two of them. I don't know. That is allegedly. I don't know anything about it. I'll be honest with you. I've seen about 3 segments of them ever. Practical jokers. But everyone loves them. It's like a culture thing, It's like everyone loves them.
Hey, now you got to do everything that we say.
And he's like, he's got a little earbud in and he's walking around. And you,
now go up and slap that lady and tell her she's...
I don't know what they do. What happened to the Easter Bunny when he misbehaved at school? He was expelled. And finally, where does the Easter Bunny get his eggs? From eggplants, of course. I hope he's going to let himself out. I'll hop myself out, he says. Man, I want to see. I kind of want to click these comments and see if someone says, what the hell, who is this on his page? Anyways. There you go. There's your heart. We got Big Tone coming in. We got Miss Althea. And then we're wrapping this thing up. He says, Brother Shane, I'm going with you on the proper definition of insanity. Tracy was close, but you nailed it. It seems that Tracy is just wanting what's best for his buds in Skid Row. However, it seems like Rachel and the boys are comfortable enough professionally and financially, never needing to entertain the thought of including Bach ever again. I don't think there was any malice in Tracy's comments at all. He's a good dude. Great. Big Tone on Richie. Richie can't be trusted to adhere to the bro code and stay away from other guys' women. Period. Who needs the aggravation of constantly wondering what this guy's motives are? No one, apparently. So, but wasn't that the case? Is that Richie Kotzen made love to Ricky Rocket's girlfriend or something like that? And didn't I hear a story where they literally kicked him out of the tour bus in the middle of nowhere? Is that true or not? Get in the comments and tell me. Big Tone on Eric G. The G-Man.
Eric G is a chameleon singer for hire that has the talent to adapt and perform the songs of multiple groups with respect and professionalism. That guy is talented. The Natural Thing is a UFO classic.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. But you got to admit, I did remember that one. Remember? Because that was on my Lights Out in London. I've heard that a bunch of times. There's probably 5 or 6 tunes from UFO that I've heard on there. Big Tone says, Shane, you can absolutely incorporate the fist bump. And that's got the, emoji set in your daily communication. I'd be on it. It's the fist with the kapow and then the other fists coming together. So it's like fist bumps. And what I had done is said, I'm going to start using this in text messages. I haven't yet, but he's now saying it's okay for me to do that, and I appreciate that. It'd be an honor, although I have no claim to it. Yeah, you do. I have one last procedure scheduled, and then Big Tone will be back on track. You heard me right. As always, thank you for the well wishes and keep 'em coming, brother. I damn near started to roll into Casey Kasem there. Buy yourself a Diet Coke if you know that name. And he's got the heavy metal horns there. And then, of course, the hashtag Get Shane to 100K. In everything. 100K. Followers, 100K. Dollars, 100K. Whatever else there can be of 100Ks. And you see here that, and I love this. I love that people are communicado with each other. So Big Tone has 7 replies underneath his thing. They couldn't be bothered to, if this is people that haven't put a comment for me to read here in this episode, bother to comment outside, but that's fine. Very good, sir. There is your heart, and Miss Althea coming in with a short stack. She got 3 in a short stack. Give me a short stack with real maple syrup, not that bullshit with water and all that in it. That's what I tell them when I go to D's or IHOP or whatever. I give it to them. I tell them exactly what I want. And I say, and don't try and pull any fast ones back there too when you're making stuff. Don't give me any of that turkey bacon that you're trying to push on people. Even though turkey bacon is good, when I come to IHOP, I want the pig. Because I'm going to pig out. Miss Althea, how you doing, girl? Oh, Miss Althea, it's time to read your comments now. If I was back in the 1950s, I'd be in a doo-wop band. Going to school with Ronnie James Dio. Miss Althea coming in, the dumbstruck fool says, I am firstly so sorry I misunderstood which kitty who you had said goodbye to. I obviously meant no disrespect to Nebula. And I did not, no disrespect taken at all. I should have been a bit clearer about everything that happened there. But yeah, my little sweetie pie. I got muddled with your story. Rest in peace, Hawking. Yeah. But I'll tell you something. He was a big boy. And kitty litter and food and everything was through the roof. Just in time for tariffs, it's drastically dropped back. It's like unbelievable because I change the kitty litter every day. I mean, not the entire thing, but kitty litter box cleaned every single day, every bit, the minute as soon as I come home. But there was times where I had to just scrub the whole damn thing because of that cat. But that's not getting down on him. And I hope Nebula is okay and has many more years ahead of her. And I think she does. Pretty sure. She just seems like a kitten because she's tiny. Secondly, I am happy to report that Den is finally home from the hospital. He is still fighting the infection, however, with heavy-duty infusion antibiotics administered at home by me. Progress is slow but steady. Thank you to everyone who has expressed concern and support. I appreciate you. Meanwhile, I have another short list this week. Are you? I mean, I don't want to go into graphic detail, but are you? It's like a. Are you injecting the flesh every day? I mean, that just like, I'll get shots and stuff, but if I have to get them, I'll get them. But I hate them real bad. I even kind of had a chill run down me when I said that, but that's quite something, because what I was saying about when Hawking passed away, and by the way, Den is very important here. Hawking is, we're sending all the positivities. We are crushing that infection right now. We're mashing it up and throwing it out. But she was putting a needle IV into the cat to, water, the water bag, and I held the bag. I wasn't going to put that needle in. What's the old joke about the guy that gets a snake bite on his penis, and then the doctor says, you're gonna have to suck it out. And the guy goes, oh God, what did the doctor say? And he said, you're gonna die. Secondly, I am happy to report that Dan is finally home. Progress is slow and steady. Thank you to everyone who has expressed support. I appreciate you. Meanwhile, I have another short list this week. Here we go. Rachel Bolan. Miss Althea on Rachel Bolan and Tracy Guns. Okay. Well, despite all the skid drama, I personally don't think Tracy is wrong. Same way Kiss left millions that they didn't fucking need on the table by not inviting Ace, Peter, and the other surviving members of the band to participate in some way, shape, or form at the final show at Madison Square Garden. Just my opinion. Miss Althea on Richie Kotzen. That guy being this close to being in Nine Inch Nails is a bombshell, ? Sure. And yes, he was doing the horizontal mambo with Ricky Rocket's girlfriend, which was his undoing in Poison. Boy, didn't he have that long brown hair and he big beefcake boy, he's one of them that never wore a shirt. Had a bit of a tan. That's not the one Ricky's with, I'll tell you that right now, right? He said, you gone. I'm Ricky the fucking Rocket. You gone. I don't think he's got issues finding dates. Wouldn't that be weird if you saw us? And I don't have a Tinder. I've never had a Tinder or anything, but I've heard about the swipe left, swipe right, and all that. Wouldn't that be weird as hell if you saw like some serious, like big name on there? I mean, I can't think of a name because I was going to say Bret Michaels, but of course it's like, oh yeah, Rock of Love, dude. Yeah, he'd be on Tinder. Eric Gronwall, Miss Althea on Eric Gronwall fronting MSG. Is there any band or artist that guy can't sing for? I saw Shanker play with Rat in August 1991 when he was covering for Robin Crosby, R.I.P. And he looked old back then. Obviously, not much has changed in 34 years. So he's just got that weathered look to him, even, that long ago. He's like Keith Richards in that way. Miss Althea on Loved the Rev's Story. I would gladly patronize any incarnation of his Kiss-themed cover bands over the last known incarnation of the actual Kiss any day. Keeping it bitchy. Very good, you guys. Well done. Always coming through. You always come through in a pinch. I appreciate that. You know, everybody's mending up. I feel like things are starting to move in a good positive direction. Of course, Johnny B's usually a regular in here from time to time. I believe he's still on vacation, but and that's just fine. Get out there, seize the day, take advantage, watch them clouds, keep an eye on that sky, get a little sun in your face. I'm telling you, stand there and look up in that sun and breathe it deep and say, I'm taking in the positivity and I'm blowing out the negative. There's a whole lot of shit you could be negative about, but cut it all out. Cut it out because it doesn't do you a lick of damn good. Let's go. We're going to go out with a tune, a pre-recorded tune. I hope you don't mind. Stop. Pattern. Yeah. Oh. What you doing, girl, tonight? Gonna baby get it right. Gonna get on the couch, gonna have a good time. Got the earbuds. We're gonna jive, talk, and chill. Gonna jive, talk, and chill. Gonna jive, talk, and chill. Shane, it's gonna drive you insane. It's gonna get you maintained. It's gonna drive you insane. You're gonna love it, you're gonna love it so good. Listen to every episode, yeah.